It's very good evening. It is actually from Sara Coaching Center, Madurai. So this is from the PGTRB English Unit 6. The topic what we are going to discuss now is The West Running Brook, written by Robert Frost. This West Running Brook by Robert Frost was actually published in 1928. When you like to talk about Robert Frost, he is an American poet. And this analysis of West Running Brook talks about the typical character, what is needed for the world. The West Running Brook has its own focus on the individual response, both in nature and metaphysically in nature. Here we are able to see a couple. The husband's name is Mr. Fred. The wife's name is not mentioned. And here we are having a question for the name, young or new. This is a name which we are able to see for the women. And here, which starts with the opening dialogue. Which side is north? And Fred simply shows the direction of the river. See how we are able to see the intro of the poem. The brook here mentioned is the flow of life flux, carrying all matter as it moves with time. This is the thing which we are able to see. And Robert Frost, the American poet, has really has given a very vivid and colorful description of the rural life of New England. His comment on American colloquial speech is just seen in this poem. Or rather, it has a realistic portrayal. Okay, now let us see what he actually wants to say in this poem. And while just coming out this West Running Brook, the West Running Brook is a collection. Where we are able to see with the husband and wife contradictory. The wife and husband's contradictory idea. And Robert Frost is generally very much famous for his The Gift Outright. Stopping by the woods of the snowy evening, bridges, mending wall, road not taken, nothing gold can stay. So these are the very important poems of this Robert Frost. And his style, even we can take this poem, the style is conversational, realistic, rural, and intra-perspective. So these are the main style, or rather they are the unique writing style of Robert Frost. And Robert Frost, he was just put in an interview and they asked which is the poem he liked the most. And Robert Frost's favorite poems, he just has given a thing, or rather he has just given in an interview with the M. Arthur Blue, where he talks about one of the best poems with good stories of Christmas times. And his shortest poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay, is a short poem by Robert Frost. This can be asked for a TRB. What is the short poem when it was written? It was written in 1923. And we can just see many poems by him having the realistic. Right. Now we want to see about this Mr. and Mrs. Fred. They are having some controversies. That controversy is just put in the meaning of West Running Brew, meaning mutual opposition of couple, or rather the opposite meaning. Mr. Fred, he is a rationalist who thinks scientific. But we can see his wife, Mrs. Fred, a very ordinary person with symbolism and metaphysical conceits. The brook rushing towards the sea stands for the life ending in death. The symbolism, the final edge is nothing but death. ரொம்ப அருமையா சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. The West Running Brook, the poem, is actually a dialogue between a spouse. We are able to see, while they begin to talk, there is a thematical tension about the subject which ends in a philosophy. And we are able to see some allegorical expression also. We are able to see the very striking interpretation of autobiographical one also. Robert Frost refused to belong to any poetic or any kind of school or gang, he called them. More generally, it is about the traditional path in life. By this poem, Robert Frost proves he is a natural poet. Not alone this poem, many poems says that he is a natural poet. For example, stopping by the snowy, we are able to see the road not taken. There we are able to see how he actually mingles himself with nature. No time to stand and stare and look beneath the trees. Okay, now let me come to the poem, The West Running Brook. Well, you just see this poem. Point number one, his wife sees his husband himself as a symbol of relation. Husband is more thoughtful. Husband எப்படி இருக்காரு அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா is more thoughtful. Husband then indulge in the long discussion as he is a rationalist. You can see the same rationalist in Missy Keel poem Night of the Scorpion. There we are able to see a rationalist. At the same time, here we are able to see a rationalist, Mr. Fred. Then they just talks about something connected with waves. What is a wave? The wave is actually the thing connected with the symbolism. The symbolism. What is the symbolism? Here we are able to see about the waves having a connected with a child. Connected with the child. We are able to see about the personal touch. Slowly they begin to have their argument. They talk about the white water. These are the things which we are able to see in this poem. Number one, it is a dialogue. Number two, the husband and wife are two different persons. Number three, a husband is a rationalist and they are able to see the wife as an women of symbolism. Then we are able to see about the word independence. The independence is the only thing having the fight between the two fellows. The poem is actually just having a reference with the white water. is having a reference with a wave. The white water here symbolizes about the conflict between the white and the black. The black are found in the west side. The southern and north portion are fighting with the Negroes. That has been well established by Robert Frost. Similarly, finally, we are able to see the both different person are combined by an harmony child. Then finally, the husband and wife accept, yes, this brook is running west. So it is called as west running brook. Here we are able to see of the blend of harmonies, and finally the disagreeing people agrees and come out of that place. So this is one of the best thing where the acceptance is seen away from conflict. And finally, the west running brook is actually symbolized with life and death. Thank you. So this is the West Running Brook by Robert Frost. Thanks from Sara Coaching Center, Madurai. If anybody wants the PG materials and test, you can just call us from the number 94427387885. For free classes also, you can call the same number 94427387885. Thank you. Let us meet in the next video. Kindly subscribe your name for continuous videos of Daddy.